Yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy The Goose, and today, for our first Wednesday upload, we're going to be reviewing my top 5 legendary Pokemon that can take over a country. The legendary Pokemon are some of the most powerful Pokemon across the various regions we see in the Pokemon games and anime. They're usually revered as gods that can bring massive destruction to the region, if they so choose. But what about in our world? Which 5 legendary Pokemon have the highest chance, in my opinion, of taking over a real-world country? I'll be judging based on 3 main categories: destructive capability, creative powers, and moves, and evidence, which is just Bulbapedia. Without further ado, let's get into it. Coming up first at number 5 is Zekrom. The electric dragon of the Unnovan Tau Trio is the only one of the 3 that can defeat entire kingdoms without going overboard. Zekrom uses electricity, which would only really affect the living beings, whereas Reshiram's flames and Kyurem's ice would cause lots of property damage. The evidence is more so myth, so it's a bit weaker, placing him at number 5, but Zekrom could more than likely take over a lot of countries with little resistance, shocking armies into submission. Number 4 is Kyogre. Its ability to expand oceans can cover land without causing everyone to die of overheating like Groudon. This is a bit of an issue because it will put cities underwater, but it doesn't cover the entire landmass. It could probably just be used for, like, parts of a country, or like archipelagos like Japan. They can just put some of the islands underneath and threaten the mainland into submission. It could somehow try and warn people in advance into evacuating, and then kind of just pushing them into smaller and smaller bits of lands until they submit. And it's generally regarded as peaceful, so it's more likely to employ a strategy like that to minimize death and destruction. So as long as it doesn't enter its primal state, it's not really going to do anything outrageous. It could pretty likely take over a country. Next up at number 3 is Necrozma. Necrozma relies on light for its power, meaning as long as it's daytime, it could go on a rampage. All day. It has an 18-mile radius with its lasers, and its body reaches an unbelievable heat of 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It would have to disappear at night unless it can, like, save up enough light energy, but it has an ability to control ultra wormholes, so it could totally just destroy a big part of a country, then just disappear, come back in the daytime, and just repeat process until they submit and relinquish control. I don't know what it'd be able to do once it got control, but it could do it pretty easily. The runner-up slot number 2 is Mewtwo. Gen 1ers rejoice, known as one of the most powerful Pokemon in existence. Both the game and the fans treat Mewtwo as if it's incredibly powerful, despite other Pokemon having much scarier feats. In addition, Giovanni and Team Rocket have made suits controlling it without the usage of Pokemon. Will the scientists in our world know how to do this? Regardless of Mewtwo being lackluster against other legends, it does have a wider range of psychic powers that will prove useful for this specific task, where the powerhouse godlike legends fall short. In the first movie, the power it displays include levitation, telepathy, mind control, and the ability to create powerful storms. Mewtwo is popular for having a savage, uncompassionate mindset, so it's possible that Mewtwo would completely enslave the inhabitants of whatever country he decides to attack. Since his range doesn't seem to be very large, he would probably need to take over a smaller country. Mewtwo essentially took over Rhyme City in Detective Pikachu movie, so a smaller country is more likely vulnerable to a Mewtwo attack. There's a handful of countries about the size of New York City, so it's definitely possible as long as Tim and Pikachu don't show up to stop him, he could pull it off. And finally, in the number 1 spot is the absolute menace Dialga. Across anime, time powers are incredibly OP, and while the rest of the main 3 Sinnoh legends have incredible destructive power, Dialga's is best suited for taking over a country. In fact, compared to all legends, I'd say it is. Specifically, its ability to devolve anything or anyone. This power can easily decimate armies, turning them back into babies without even killing them, forcing people into submission. The size of the country doesn't really matter, because even if they sent a nuke or millions of mobilized soldiers, they could just be reverted back in time and rendered useless. If there was a Pokemon I'd want in real life to gain the most power possible, it would definitely be Dialga. What did you think? Agree with my list? Probably not. But let me know in the comments your top 5 legendary Pokemon that could take over a country. See y'all next time. Bye bye!